What would you do if the person you loved was forced to build a home from nothing but sweat, dirt, and broken dreams, just to protect your family from a storm they didn't cause? What if the only thing keeping you from falling apart was a handful of wild fruit and the silent promise never to let each other go? Deep in the heart of the countryside, where the red dirt roads melt under the blinding heat of the afternoon sun, a young woman stands alone in a wild orchard. Her hands are stained with purple juice, her shoulders aching under the heavy weight of a woven bamboo basket. This is Tu Tien. She is not harvesting for pleasure. Every single purple passion fruit she plucks from the tangled vines represents a ticking clock. It represents a few coins that could buy a handful of nails, a bag of cement, or a simple meal for the man who is currently breaking his back under the scorching sun to build them a future. How much longer can they survive on sheer willpower alone? What happened to the comfortable life they once took for granted? And why is Jack working himself to the bone in absolute silence? The answers lie in the dust of a family crisis they never saw coming. With only a few hours before the market closes, Tu Tien wipes the sweat from her brow, lifts the heavy basket, and quickens her pace. The village market is a chaotic symphony of shouting vendors, clattering motorbikes, and the thick aroma of dried fish and fresh herbs. Tu Tien finds a small, empty patch of dirt near the entrance. She lays down a worn plastic tarp and carefully arranges the passion fruit. Her heart beats fast. She needs to sell everything, and she needs to do it now. Buy some fresh passion fruit. Tu Tien's voice is clear, though a tremor of exhaustion runs through it. Freshly harvested today. Sweet, fragrant, and perfect for the heat. A middle-aged woman stops, her eyes scanning the vibrant purple fruit. How much for a kilo, girl? Only 20,000 dong, ma'am. Tu Tien replies instantly, offering a warm, hopeful smile. They are incredibly fragrant and juicy. Let me cut one open for you to see. The woman hesitates, looking at Tu Tien's dirty hands and sweat-soaked collar. All right, give me half a kilo to try. Just let me pick them myself. Of course. Please pick whichever ones you like. They are very light, but packed with juice, Tu Tien says, handing her a small plastic bag. She carefully cuts a ripe fruit in half, revealing the golden, glistening pulp inside. The sweet, tropical aroma immediately fills the air, drawing the attention of another passerby. Oh, that smells wonderful, a younger woman says, stepping closer. How much did you say they were? 20,000 a kilo? Yes, sister, just 20,000, Tu Tien says, her eyes lighting up. They are perfect for making refreshing drinks for the children in this terrible heat. Give me 2.5 kilos then, the second customer says. I'll take 50,000 dongs worth. Can you help me pick the ripest ones? I want to make juice for my family tonight. Yes, absolutely. Let me weigh them for you. Tu Tien's hands move quickly, but her mind is already racing ahead. She calculates the earnings, 70,000 dong. It is a small amount, barely enough to buy a few basic groceries, but to Tu Tien, it is a lifeline. Another customer approaches, attracted by the crowd. Give me 2 kilos as well, dear. Yes, right away. Tu Tien reaches for a blue plastic bag. Her fingers are trembling slightly from the physical exertion of the morning harvest, but she refuses to show any weakness. Here you go, sister. Exactly 2 kilos. That will be 40,000 dong. Thank you, sweetie. You keep the change, the woman says, handing her the bills. No, please, I must give you your proper change, Tu Tien insists, her pride guiding her actions. Thank you so much for supporting me. As the market begins to thin out, Tu Tien looks down at the few remaining passion fruits in her basket. She decides to keep them. I will bring these home, she whispers to herself, her eyes softening. I will rim them with the palm seeds mother saved. It will be the perfect cold drink for Jack and the workers. They must be suffocating in this heat. Tu Tien hurries down the dirt path leading back to their temporary shelter. The air is thick and heavy, the kind of oppressive heat that makes it difficult to breathe. As she rounds the corner, she sees Mother sitting on a low wooden stool in the shaded yard, her face etched with worry lines that seem deeper than they did a week ago. "Mother, I'm back," Tu Tien calls out, trying to sound cheerful as she sets her heavy basket down. Mother stands up immediately, her eyes searching Tu Tien's face. "Oh, Tu Tien, you're back. Put those things down, child. It is far too hot today. Look at you, you are completely drenched in sweat." "I harvested the passion fruit, Mother. I sold almost all of them at the market," Tu Tien says, pouring a cup of water and handing it to her mother first. "I kept a small batch so we can make passion fruit drink with palm seeds. Is Jack still over at the new house?" Mother takes the cup, her hands shaking slightly. Her voice is heavy with a mother's silent grief. "Jack has been working over there since the break of dawn," Mother says, looking toward the skeleton of the small wooden house being erected next door. "He hasn't stopped for a single break. He is trying so hard to finish the front of the house today." Tu Tien drinks some water, feeling the cool liquid soothe her dry throat. "I will make the drink quickly, Mother. Then I'll go over and help him." "No, you sit down and rest," Mother commands gently, taking the passion fruit from Tu Tien's hands. "You have been walking under the midday sun. Let me handle the palm seeds. I've already soaked them in sugar to make them sweet and chewy. Go sit in the shade for a minute, then go check on Jack. I will bring the drinks over when they are ready." Tu Tien looks at her mother's tired eyes and realizes that Mother's pain isn't just physical. It is the emotional burden of watching her children struggle. "Thank you, Mother," Tu Tien whispers. She stands up, dusts off her pants, and walks toward the construction site. She cannot rest, not while Jack is out there. Across the yard, the sound of sawing wood and heavy hammering echoes through the trees. The structure is modest, much smaller than the home they once envisioned, but it is being built with absolute precision. Jack is standing on a wooden beam, his shirt completely soaked through, his muscles strained as he secures a wooden panel. His face is covered in dust and sweat, his eyes focused entirely on the task. "Jack," Tu Tien calls out as she approaches the site. Jack stops his hammer midair. He looks down, and the moment his eyes land on Tu Tien, the harsh, exhausted expression on his face melts into a warm, protective smile. He quickly climbs down the wooden frame, wiping his forehead with the back of his arm. "Tu Tien, what are you doing here? I thought you were resting after the market," Jack says, his voice slightly hoarse. "I can't rest while you are working like this," Tu Tien says, stepping closer to help him carry a heavy wooden plank. "Let me help you with these. We need to clear this area before the rain comes." "No, don't touch that. It's too heavy for you," Jack says, gently taking the plank from her hands. "I can handle it. The workers and I are trying to finish the front siding today. Once the front is closed, we don't have to worry about the rain ruining the interior." Tu Tien looks at the pile of dry palm leaves and sugarcane stalks nearby. "Should I burn these dried leaves to clear the yard?" "Yes, you can do that," Jack agrees, appreciating her desire to help. "But stay away from the smoke. It's too hot today." Tu Tien carefully gathers the dried leaves and sets them on fire, watching the thin gray smoke rise into the hazy sky. She looks at the small house. It is simple, built from local timber and basic materials, but it represents their survival. "Jack, do you think we can plant some sugar cane over there?" Tu Tien asks, pointing to a small plot of land near the kitchen. "Of course," Jack says, pausing to look at the space. "We can plant some sugar cane and make a small vegetable garden." Tomorrow, I will build a proper well right here near the kitchen area. It will make it much easier for you and Mother to wash vegetables and cook." "And a wood stove?" Tu Tien asks, her eyes shining with anticipation. "Can we build a traditional wood stove in the kitchen?" "Anything you want," Jack says, his voice soft but filled with a deep, unwavering determination. "I will make sure this house has everything you need. It might be small, but it will be ours." Tu Tien feels a lump form in her throat. She steps closer and gently wipes a streak of dirt from his cheek. "Thank you, Jack, for everything." Jack catches her hand, holding it tightly for a brief moment. "We are in this together, Tu Tien, always." The heavy silence of their labor is broken by the sound of footsteps. Mother approaches the construction site, carrying a tray with several large glass cups filled with a vibrant golden liquid and translucent chewy palm seeds. "Come and take a break, everyone." Mother calls out, her voice bringing a breath of fresh air to the dusty site. "I've made cold passion fruit drink with palm seeds to cool you down." The local workers lay down their tools with sighs of relief. Jack and Tu Tien walk over to the shade of a large jackfruit tree, where Mother has set up a temporary table. "Oh, Mother, this smells absolutely amazing," Jack says, taking a deep breath of the tropical aroma. "You really shouldn't have gone to all this trouble in this heat." "It's no trouble at all," Mother says, handing a large cup to Jack, and then to Tu Tien. "Tu Tien harvested these beautiful passion fruits today. I just simmered them with the palm seeds. Drink up, it will help prevent heat stroke." Jack takes a large sip, his eyes closing as the sweet, tart liquid cools his throat. He scoops up a spoonful of the palm seeds. "These are incredibly chewy and sweet, Mother. You prepared them perfectly." "They are indeed very delicious," Tu Tien agrees, taking a sip and smiling at her mother. Drinking this makes all the exhaustion from the market completely disappear. Mother watches them drink, a gentle, bittersweet smile on her face. She reaches into her basket and pulls out a freshly cut melon. "Here, eat some melon too. It is very sweet and juicy." For a few minutes, the harsh reality of their struggle is suspended. They sit together in the shade, sharing a simple treat, laughing softly as they wash away the dust of the day. But beneath the smiles, a significant decision is looming. As the workers return to their tasks, Mother looks at the sky. The clouds are beginning to gather, cast in a heavy, bruised purple hue. "Jack, Tu Tien," Mother starts, her tone turning serious. "The weather is highly unpredictable these days. Today is an auspicious day according to the calendar. I think we should start moving some of our belongings into the new house today." Jack pauses, looking at the unfinished doors and the bare walls. "Today, Mother? But the house isn't fully completed yet. The kitchen isn't finished, and we still need to paint. We can finish those things while living there," Mother says gently, placing a hand on Jack's arm. "Moving on a good day brings peace and luck to the household. We don't need to move everything, just a few essential items to establish our presence. What do you think, Tu Tien?" Tu Tien looks at Jack, seeing the hesitation in his eyes. She knows he wants everything to be perfect for them, to shield them from the feeling of living in an unfinished shack. But she also knows that they need to let go of their pride. "I think Mother is right, Jack," Tu Tien says softly, her voice filled with support. "We can carry the mattress over first, and maybe a few pots and pans. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to start." Jack looks at the two women who mean the world to him. He takes a deep breath, the tension in his shoulders finally releasing. "All right, if you both think it's best, we will do it today." He turns to Tu Tien. "By the way, have you heard back from Uncle Phuong? Did he say when he could come visit?" Jack's face dims slightly. "I called him the other day. I told him that once the house is fully finished, I will call him again to invite him over. We don't want to bother him while everything is still in chaos. For now, we will manage on our own. We don't need to rely on anyone else. Mother looks down, her voice trembling slightly with emotion. Jack, Tu Tien, I know how hard this has been for both of you. Because of my mistakes, because of the family's troubles, you two have had to suffer so much. You have to live in a house that is not fully built, working day and night. Mother, please don't say that. Jack interrupts gently but firmly, taking her hands in his. We don't care about the size of the house. We don't care that it's not fancy. The only thing that matters is that we are healthy, we are together, and we are safe. He looks around the small yard, his eyes shining with a quiet, profound pride. A big house is meaningless if the people inside are cold and distant. I know this place is small, and we will have to make sacrifices. But I promise you, Mother, and I promise you, Tu Tien, we will fill this home with laughter, warmth, and love. We will build our lives back up, piece by piece. Tu Tien feels tears prick the corners of her eyes. She reaches out and holds Mother's hand, completing the circle of their small, unbroken family. Jack is right, Mother, Tu Tien says, her voice thick with emotion. We are strong. As long as we have each other, we have everything we need. Please don't worry or feel guilty anymore. Let's focus on our new beginning. Mother wipes a tear from her cheek, her face finally relaxing into a look of pure relief and gratitude. Thank you, my children. You both have grown so much. I promise I will not worry anymore. We will work hard together. The sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting a warm, golden-orange glow over the quiet countryside. The oppressive heat of the afternoon slowly gives way to a cool, gentle evening breeze. Let's get to work then, Jack says, his voice energized. I'll go into the old shelter and carry the mattress over. And I will bring the traditional bamboo gooey basket to carry the small items, Tu Tien says, her footsteps light as she moves toward the storage shed. Mother smiles, her eyes bright with hope. And I will carry the rice cooker. Bringing the rice cooker into the new house first ensures that our kitchen will always be warm, and our family will always be well-fed and prosperous. They move in unison, a synchronized dance of love and resilience. Jack carries the heavy cotton mattress on his shoulders, his steps steady and strong. Tu Tien follows close behind, her basket filled with simple kitchen utensils, her heart lighter than it has been in months. Mother walks beside them, holding the simple electric rice cooker like it is the most precious treasure in the world. As they cross the threshold of the unfinished wooden house, the smell of fresh timber and warm earth welcomes them. They lay the mattress down in the small bedroom corner, set the rice cooker on the wooden counter, and stand together, looking out through the open door frame at the quiet, beautiful valley below. There are no grand speeches. There is no luxury. But as the cool evening breeze sweeps through the open walls of their new home, they know they have already won the most important battle. They have survived the storm, and together, they are ready to face whatever tomorrow brings.